The Lumia 920 is the biggest Windows phone we've seen. We measured it at 12mm at its thickest point, and it has a relatively brick-like weight of 185 grams. The 920 feels unwieldy, strong and a little plastic to the touch, but its one-piece polycarbonate body sits neatly flush to the Corning Gorilla Glass front. The unibody design means there's no removable rear cover, and therefore no access to the battery. The only moving part is the top-loading micro SIM card tray, which feels the ink is cheap and plastic. The 3 side-mounted buttons have a smooth action. The Nexus 4 feels great in the hand, a true premium smartphone. There's a silver bezel around the screen, and if you flip the phone over, you'll find a unique finish consisting of a matrix of tiny silver dots. Each reflect light at different angles. It's a love it or hate it finish. We were initially a bit worried about the glossy finish of the Nexus 4, making it quite a slippery handset. However, between the front and back of the phone is a grippy, rubbery finish. There's no removable cover, and the phone feels sturdy and well built. Inside the Nexus 4 is a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro, a quad-core chip clocked at a healthy 1.5 GHz and 2GB of RAM. It set a new record for a phone of 2009 points in the Geekbench 2 test. Inside the Lumia 920 is a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 1.5 GHz dual-core processor and 1GB of memory. The Sunspider JavaScript test shows that Internet Explorer 10 is fast. We recorded an average of 922 milliseconds. Both of these phones are fast and responsive. Navigation around the Lumia 920 happens without lag, although menus and lists tend to judder somewhat if you scroll slowly. Only a select few apps such as Nokia apps and Cinemagraph take a few seconds to load. We were impressed with the Lumia 920's PureView HD Plus display with its 768 by 1280 pixels. This gives the Lumia an impressive pixel density of 332 pixels per inch, so everything looks pin sharp. The screen boasts excellent contrast and eye-popping colours. The touchscreen is very responsive, so much so that you can sometimes use it with gloves. The Nexus's 4.7-inch IPS screen looks stunning with a detailed 768 by 1280 resolution, excellent contrast and rich colours. We found it performed particularly well outdoors. We found still photos from the Lumia's 8.7 megapixel PureView rear-facing camera with its Carl Zeiss lens very good. Colour balance, saturation and exposure were all of a good standard, although some photos weren't quite as sharp as we'd hoped. We also found a lot of noise reduction, leading to a loss of detail. The most outstanding feature of the 920's camera is its optical image stabilisation. It's the first smartphone to have a floating lens, which means video footage, which can be recorded in full HD, is extremely smooth. The Nexus 4's 8 megapixel rear and 1.3 megapixel front-facing cameras provided us with decent results. The easy-to-use camera app includes an HDR mode and photosphere for 360-degree panoramas. Storage is the Nexus 4's biggest downfall, with only 8GB and 16GB models to choose from and no microSD card slot. The 920 has 32GB of built-in storage, but also no memory card slot for expansion. Cloud storage can be accessed via the preloaded SkyDrive app on the Lumia. The Lumia 920's physical ports consist of a headphone jack and micro USB port, and there is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The 920 has an NFC chip and DLNA certification. Most exciting of all is QI wireless charging. Connectivity on the Nexus 4 includes dual-band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4 and NFC. Unlike the Lumia 920, however, there's no support for 4G in the UK. The Lumia 920 runs Microsoft's new mobile operating system, Windows Phone 8. It's a great looking OS, although there aren't many apps for it just yet. The Nexus 4 comes with the latest version of Android, 4.2 Jelly Bean. This incremental update brings a few new features such as widgets on the lock screen, quick settings, additional cards in Google Now and Daydream. The best improvement and our favourite is gesture typing on the keyboard. The Nexus 4 is a top-end smartphone for a bargain price. The Lumia 920 is much more expensive but offers similar performance with much greater storage and a better camera. The choice ultimately comes down to a subjective decision between Android and Windows. Either way, you are unlikely to be disappointed.